Hey everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin, bigger the CoinsKid crew. So I am making a indicator for the CoinsKid crew, another indicator. I'm going to call it the trader meter indicator. I'm going to try and design it for every single coin, and it just gives us a guide as to when we should, buy spot and sell spot, and go long, go short, and things like that. And I'm really trying my hardest to try and find a way of finding bullish and bearish divergence automatically. At the minute, I do think that that is going to take just manual inspection. So if we take a look at this, something I've always taught you in the charts, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, or whatever, something I've always taught you is, respect the data, okay? Respect the 5 waves of death. So I'm going to show you that right now, because on the micro signal yesterday, Bitcoin was showing a buy signal, basically. Now, I think there was another coin we was looking at called Ray. If you take a look, that's still in a buy signal, okay? So basically what I'm looking at is some of these coins here have pushed out of buy signals. They're in buy warnings and neutral positions, basically. But Bitcoin was in a buy signal with a green line here yesterday, okay? So that was telling you, okay, you need to buy Bitcoin here because of the data. Really simple, okay? Not the emotion, the data. And this is something we work on the channel. So really simple, Bitcoin, we take a quick look at it. I'm going to dive in a minute because I want to show you a couple of scenarios that I'm looking at with Bitcoin, and something that's been brought to my attention by one of the CoinsKid crew is on the offset date on the crystal ball indicator that I create for yourself. So we're going to look at that as well, okay? But Bitcoin here, I think there's an expanded flat from this point here in December, okay? So we've got this kind of expanded flat correction where we come back down. And I think this is a C wave. And I think what we've experienced here is the third wave of C, basically. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. And I think down here, unless I'm wrong, obviously, there is another little, bottoming pattern, potential lose this low, but, another little flush out for Bitcoin, possibly down to this gold candle back test here, around about the 78 to 79K level, okay, before the true reversal. So that is my primary target at the moment. But obviously, there's something that's been brought to my attention by one of the CoinsKid crew on the crystal ball indicator. So I'm going to relay that to you today. It probably is a little bit of hopium, to be honest with you, but there was something that happened, I think it was in January 2023 or early 2023, something happened in the Bitcoin chart which is very similar to what's happening right here, right now, okay? So I'll go through that with you in today's video as well, so stay tuned. But, I'm always trying to find opportunities for you, and the data is, representing that opportunity. Yesterday, there was a buy signal on Bitcoin, but to accompany it, like I've always taught you, look at this move to the downside here. What do we see? We see a 1, a 2, a waterfall 3, a 4, and a 5. So possibly right now, with the bullish divergence that's being printed here as well, where you've got low and lower low in the index, you've got a low and a lower low, and in here you've got a low and high low, sorry, in the RSI. That's called a bullish divergence, and so far we've seen a nice little reaction from this. So if Bitcoin reverses and come back up the stairs, then what we've done, we've done a 5-wave counter, jumped in, fantastic, with a bullish divergence and purely relying on data, not emotion, to make money in this particular market. So for me right now, I've actually jumped into a long on Bitcoin, okay? But anyway, aside from that, Bitcoin, I think, may have bottomed. I do need to see a little bit more structured data going forward, but there is something that happened way back in 2023 that's potentially happening right now, okay? And it's all about the 20-week EMA, and obviously if the crystal ball rings true, then wow, we're about to V-shape recovery out of here for Bitcoin, okay? And we're about to go up in March, and we could, looking at a couple of explosive weeks here in March, and rolling into the spring right there for Bitcoin. So let me show you right now. So looking at Bitcoin on the daily time frame, this is currently my primary outlook. I think what we've got here from this point is an expanded flat A, B, C, okay? And this is a C where we've got a 1, 2, 3, and should really be looking at some kind of retracement, then a fall down, and that's it. We bottom, and then we begin to break out to the upside. That is my primary count at the minute, and I've relayed that to the CoinsKid crew. We've not quite met the technical target of a double top drop, basically. This is your double top. There's your level of resistance, here's your level of support. Look at all the support. You've lost it, so you may see a retracement back up and then another flush down into this low here, okay? So, my primary expectation is, and again, there's no bias here, that the CoinsKid crystal ball is actually lagging by roughly 10 weeks, okay? So what I'm looking at, that this pivot low here is here, okay? And this pivot low here is there, okay? And what we do, we rally up, which is basically this, rally up, and then boom, we drop again towards, sort of the first couple of weeks of March. So this is my primary expectation. This is my primary count at the moment, okay? And then from there, we do rally and come back up, okay? And we break out of a beautiful bump and run pattern here in the CoinsKid. The bump and run pattern here, where you have a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5, the final flush, and you break out back to see you later. So that is my primary expectation at the moment. And if we see that, like I said to you, see this break of this trend line, then I'll increase my long positions and things like that, and absolutely entertain buying even more Bitcoin at that point. And I think at that point, yeah, you've got your last leg up to the upside, and we've got our alt season. So that is my primary expectation at the moment. Now, there is another scenario here for Bitcoin that, it won't do that, but that is my primary outlook at the moment, because I think it's perfect. Okay, it's absolutely perfect with these pivot points on the CoinsKid crystal ball right here that I've created for yourselves. Now, if you do want to get involved in the CoinsKid crystal ball, all you got to do is go to CoinsKid.com and you can drop it into your trading view right there and you can play with it. Equally, there is an indicator that's been that I've built in-house on CoinsKid.com as well. So this has been really warmly received, and I appreciate all the really nice comments and feedback that I've got about this particular indicator. Now, a lot of the CoinsKid crew have been experimenting, and by experimenting, you can offset the date. Basically you can offset the time. So what you do, you go to your settings just here, really simple, go to inputs, and you can offset these, but you've got to disable auto offset. Okay, and then what you do, you can change your days, hours, whatever. So one of the CoinsKid crew had been tinkering with this, and they noticed that they changed it to 46 days, and when they change it to 46 days, it looks like this. Okay, so basically this pivot point here is there, then that pivot point there is there, then you've got this low here, which is this low, then you've got this high here, which is this high, then you've got this high here, which is this high, then you've got this low that Bitcoin's currently made, and then boom, your V-shaped recovery out of there. So we may be about to V-shaped recovery if this is absolutely on song, but you can clearly see from this point here, you know, I don't quite see the pivot points lining up. So I do actually think you know, my primary is the way forward, basically, but I'm looking for the invalidation, obviously, and one of the earliest ways we can invalidate it right now is really simple. This neckline that we've got of resistance, we take that out. Okay, Bitcoin's incredibly bullish. You've bottomed wherever you've come from because you're breaking the resistance, and we've traded these, you know, trend lines many times before. So obviously my primary at the moment is my focus, but this would be absolutely amazing if we could see this. You know, if this CoinsKid crew member that noticed a 46-day offset that's tying up right now with these bottoms absolutely perfectly, if this plays out, amazing. Okay, absolutely amazing. At that point, you know, we've going over life savings and Bitcoin's taken off in space, and at that point I would imagine we've got an alt season sometime in March and April. Absolutely amazing. So that could actually happen, you know, this V-shaped recovery to the upside. But is there anything else that could be a little bit of confidence in this particular scenario right now, where Bitcoin is about to V-shape and it won't come down to these levels here, it won't meet this double top drop target, and it's not having these 5 waves to the downside here, where you've got this 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5 to the technical target before the true reversal, which is, you know, unfortunately my primary at the moment. Okay, given the setup that I'm looking at, the 10-week lag on the CoinsKid crystal ball, which I think is absolutely perfect. Okay, but obviously I would like to see this V-shaped recovery, but is there anything else that's telling us, okay, well, you know, this V-shaped recovery is on the cards? There may potentially is, because of something that happened in 2023. Let me show you right now. Okay, so I've been trading Bitcoin for many years, and for those people who have been with the channel will know that I called this bottom like an absolute boss down here. Okay, and then I've been calling every single bottom ever since. You know, this bottom down here, the beautiful underneath bottom, breakout back test, see you later. Then this bottom here, which is the bump and run pattern, the 1 2 3 4 5, which is what I'm targeting up there, the breakout back test, see you later. Then this beautiful diamond bottom, look at that, breakout back test, see you later. So that's what I'm targeting in this C wave. I'm just looking at another bump and run pattern here. Basically break that neckline, yeah, Bitcoin will take off into space, and you got a new all-time high and price discovery where potentially Bitcoin could rally to 117k and 154k, which would be absolutely amazing. Okay, and at that point, you know, you're increasing probability of a bear market, you know, rearing its ugly head at that particular time. So anyway, what is the thing that's happened before that potentially this is about to happen again? So if I drop the 20-week EMA into the charts right now, so this is a 20-week EMA, and this is a very important exponential moving average. So something happened here, way back here, and I remember this time, okay, this initial breakout from this bottom, what we saw was a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into an expanded flat wave 4 correction. Now this wave 4 correction, it lost the 20-week EMA. But like I relayed to you at that particular time frame, if we close below it, it's bearish, but if we hold it and close above, it's bullish. And I remember relaying that, I put it on the thumbnail of the video. It's very important. So if we switch to the weekly time frame, so looking at the weekly time frame, look at that beautiful wick there, okay, on this expanded flat correction for Bitcoin. So there's a 1 2 3 ABC 4, which is an expanded flat correction of 4, and then boom, you know, we held the wick and held the 20-week EMA, and the next week was a god candle to the upside. Today was your V-shaped recovery in this C wave. Okay, really simple. And then it broke out, back test, and this went sideways in a massive wave 2 correction. And this is something I anticipated because of the 1 2 3 4 5 setup. At that point in that time frame, I was really bearish on Bitcoin, okay, at that time, because of the 5 waves up in many charts, and equally Bitcoin. So I was looking for a wave 2 correction. It was an expanded flat correction within itself. That was the A wave, that was a B wave, and this was a C wave. Now in the C wave, we got a 1 2 3 4 5. breakout, backtest, boom, taking off into space, and we took out that resistance in what was simply an ascending triangle, where we broke out the third point in contact, okay, for Bitcoin. So we traded all that. That's in the past. But what I do, I look at the past to pretend, potentially predict the future. But remember, nothing I say is financial advice. I've not got a crystal ball. Nothing is guaranteed. This is just me putting my theories out here, okay. And so far, so good. We've been doing incredibly well on Bitcoin for anyone that's been paying attention. So this here was very important because we got a massive level of support. We closed a week above, although on the daily and the 4 hourly we were below it. We closed a week above the 20, and then the next week, boom, got candled out of there in that final fifth wave of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup before the big macro sideways boring correction, which happened in April. Okay, so that time frame there was in March as well. Okay, as we're rolling into March right now, we broke out to the upside. Look at that. Over a month or so, we put in a huge god candle before the big sideways compression pattern, which is basically a wave 2 correction, in my opinion. So the time frame is pretty similar as well, because if we take a look at this time frame right here, we may be about to do exactly the same thing here. We've got an A into a B into a C. Again, we've got this beautiful breakdown. We're seeing a little bit of support off the CoinsKid ribbon. Look at that, beautiful. We've bounced on the top of it, and right now if we do start to close above the 20-week EMA, which is currently 89,895, over the next few weeks we could actually V-shape out of it, and that would indicate, okay, well, the offset of 46 days on the CoinsKid crystal ball right there is absolutely on point, and that's something we've got to pay attention to. So it's probably a little bit of hopium, but we've done this before. We've done this expanded flat correction here before. It's, oh no, it's going to zero, then boom, V-shaped out of there. We did it at roughly the same timeline in 2023 right there. So let's just be patient. For me, like I've relayed to you, I'm not selling at these levels. You sell at these levels. You sell it, FOMO and greed. You don't sell into the fear. Your fear is where you buy. So this is why I'm taking a chance. I've longed a bit of Bitcoin on MEXC. So if you want to do that the same as me, you can join them exchanges. The links are in the video description. So, I've got a couple of scenarios. Either we have another push up and a rollover towards this level here, which is around about 79,600, or we absolutely V-shape out of it. So this week is very important. We have 3 days, 15 hours left. If we do start to see Bitcoin close above 89,897, then the potential scenarios we're going to V-shape out of it over the next few weeks into March, and boom, we've got the final fifth wave. This was a shakeout, and this is the breakout. And with that, I would expect a huge alt season going forward. So I'll leave you with that. If you are looking to trade Bitcoin, go long, short, whatever, I would highly recommend Blowfin, MEXC, BitGet, Bybit. The links are all in the video description. With MEXC, I think it's a restricted exchange in certain places, but Blowfin is a non-KYC exchange. So if you are in a restricted country, then that is the exchange to use, okay? The link's in the video description. I wish everyone the most luck in the world. Let's keep an eye on this close within 3 days and 14 hours right now for Bitcoin, okay? Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Bye-bye.